You can begin wherever you like. Sometimes it's nice to begin seated with a nice tall spine. Sometimes we have neck or shoulder or back pains going on, so you may begin on your back. Sometimes when you practice, we begin in a child's pose, so you're welcome to begin in a child's pose. When you choose where you begin, the practice here is to come into the body and just cultivate this mind-body connection. So you might close your eyes, and you might begin to just focus your attention into your body. You can feel into the palms of the hands, feel into the soles of the feet. And you feel into your jaw. Likely you're holding some contraction or tension in the jaw and the neck and the shoulder space. So we just kind of consciously release any contraction you might find there. And we come into breath and we breathe in and out through the nose. We inhale a little bit fuller than what you might unconsciously do. Exhaling just a little bit slower than your inhale. Right? And for some of this might come easily. For some of us, it might be hard to get a nice long exhale. So you may just think about letting a little bit of breath out at a time, a little bit less air at a time. Right? Maybe like you're breathing out through a straw or something. And we breathe in again, we fill up. Maybe breathing in a little bit deeper and fuller than what you might unconsciously do. And as you exhale, you breathe out a little bit more slowly than your inhale. And you might add in your ujjayi breath, a little constriction in the back of the throat. And this makes a sound, what we're familiar with, is kind of an audible breath, but also stimulates the vagus nerve, right, and helps to calm our nervous system down, bring us back to balance. So maybe 2 or 3 breaths where you are. And continuously guiding attention back into the body, into the breath. And then from here we'll begin to make our way into table, bringing in some movement. So we'll come onto hands and knees. And taking your time to get there, we'll begin with some cat-cow breaths. And you can make these as large or as small as feels best in your body. But from table, we're grounded in the hands. And as you inhale, we want to kind of lower through the belly a bit, but lift up through your head, lift up through your tailbone. And then exhale as you tuck your tailbone, tuck your chin, lift up through the back. And then we repeat that. Breathing in, we arch, we lift the head, lift the tailbone. Exhale as you tuck and round, stretching through the back. Okay, we'll do maybe 3 more of these. And you can close your eyes if you're comfortable. Again, directing awareness back into the body and how it feels as you're moving. You can take any alterations or variations in this movement that might feel better in your body today. Maybe some circles or back towards a child's pose. And maybe last round or so of breath. And then after that, we'll settle into a child's pose. So big toes usually touch, knees can come closer or wider. You just rest the forehead down to the ground, maybe your arms bend, relaxing the forearms to the ground. Relax the shoulders, relax the jaw again, and again focus. Awareness keeps coming back. We keep focusing back into the body as often as we wander away. Right? And breath, right? Keeping the rhythm of the breath is important, right? But also slowing the exhale, making the exhale just a little bit longer than your inhale. Maybe the ujjayi breath as well. Right? So last breath in your child's pose. Good. And then we'll come up into table again as you inhale. And downward dog as you exhale. We'll just take 3 or 4 breaths in our downward dog, and you might find stillness, or you might pedal your feet out, right? Bending one knee, pressing the opposite heel towards the ground. And some of you may want to shift forward to a plank, or step back to your downward dog. And so maybe 2 more breaths, just again, just cultivating this mind-body connection, right? But also developing the breath. Good. And then from here, we'll take a breath in and bring your feet to the top of your mat as you exhale for a standing forward fold. Right, with your in-breath, we'll lift up halfway, fingertips to shins. Right, as you exhale, we fold and relax the neck and shoulders. And then repeat that. Lift up halfway as you inhale. We engage to the upper back a bit, but keep the neck long. And then fold as you exhale, releasing neck and shoulders. Last time like that, breathe in, lengthening spine. Exhale as you fold. This time we'll come all the way to stand, reaching your arms overhead. And then bring your hands to your heart as you exhale. And we'll pause here for a moment. Option to close your eyes or not, right? But notice what you feel in your body. Right? The pulse of the heart, maybe sensation in the shoulders, maybe some sensation in the head. We'll do what we call a half salutation. So as you inhale, we'll reach both arms overhead. Forward fold as you exhale. Halfway lift with your in-breath. Exhale as you fold. Come to stand as you inhale. Reach your arms overhead. Hands to your heart as you exhale. We'll do that one more time. So deep breath in, reaching arms overhead. Forward fold as you exhale. Halfway lift, breathing in. Good. Exhale as you fold. Relax neck and shoulders. Come all the way to stand as you inhale, reaching your arms up. Hands to your heart as you exhale. Good. Again, we'll pause here. Option to close your eyes or not, but notice what you feel in your body. Right? Steady the breath. Good. And then with your next breath in, we'll reach both arms overhead. We'll come into chair with the exhale, just to build a little bit of warmth. Take 2 more breaths in slowly, out slowly. Good. Last breath in here. And then straighten and fold over your legs as you exhale. Lift up halfway as you breathe in. Exhale as you fold, and then we'll spend a few breaths in our fold. So you may come into a ragdoll where you bend your knees and cross your hands into your elbows. You might take a different bind or no bind, but again, it's important to release contraction in the back of the neck, relax the jaw, and then move the breath, right? It doesn't come naturally. We naturally hold our breath, so our practice is to move the breath in slowly and out more slowly. Good. Last breath here, and then you can release your arms, and we'll slowly roll up to stand. This time we round as we come up. So the chin stays tucked. We allow the arms to hang as we stretch all the way up to the back, the neck, the shoulders. And once you're at the top again, we pause. Just a moment for stillness, introspection, noticing what you feel within the body. And this is a mental practice of coming back to here. Good. As you inhale, reach both arms overhead. Forward fold as you exhale. Halfway lift with your in-breath. And then hands to your mat as you exhale. Plank as you breathe in. You can step or you hop. And then we'll lower down to the mat with the exhale, kind of like a push-up. Cobra or upward dog as you breathe in, lifting head and shoulders. And then downward dog as you breathe out. Okay, 2 breaths in here. 1 breath out. Good. 1 more inhale. Feet to the top of your mat as you exhale. You can step or hop. Lift up halfway as you breathe in. Exhale as you fold. Come to stand, inhaling arms all the way up. Hands to your heart as you exhale. Good. We'll keep moving. Breathe in, reaching arms overhead. Forward fold as you exhale. Halfway lift. Breathe in. Hands to your mat as you breathe out. Plank as you inhale. Lower down as you exhale. Lift head and shoulders up as you breathe in. Downward dog as you breathe out. Good. This time we'll stay here. 2 full breaths in, 2 full breaths out. Good. 1 more round of breath here. And then with your next in-breath, you can bring your knees to the mat and settle into a child's pose again as you exhale. You might take the knees a little bit wider if you like. Right? But try to relax again into the neck, the shoulders, the jaw. Relax into your belly even, the back. Right? And just feel. Notice if you can feel your heartbeat. Notice if there's a stretch in your hips or maybe a pulse or a tingling somewhere. And we just kind of come in and we curiously explore this internal space of the body. And so 1 more breath here. Good, and then we'll come up into table with an inhale. We're going to do a little work from our tables here. So we had a IT band and hamstring stretch request. So first we'll come into a balancing table to kind of engage and activate through the hamstrings, through the back of the body. So extend the right leg back. If you want to, you can have both hands grounded or you can extend your left arm. Right, so a balancing table here. Option to add movement, it would be an inhale here, and as you exhale, you would round and tuck. But we'll do 2 more full rounds of breath. You can stay in stillness or you can add the movement, inhaling as you open, exhaling as you round and tuck. Good, 1 more round of breath. Slower breath out, and then we'll inhale. Lengthen out. We'll ground through both hands and then take your right leg over to the left. So you'll take it off of your mat. You'll tuck your toes, and you'll just press out through your right heel. And you may leave your shoulders as they are. You might shift your weight over to the right and maybe even look over your left shoulder. All options, right? But stretching to the hamstring, stretching maybe through the outside of your right leg, possibly even up into your hip. Right? So one more round of breath here. And then we'll come back into center, breathing in, and then bring both knees down as you breathe out. Take a few breaths for yourself. You might rest in a child's pose. You might add some cat-cows. You might stretch your wrists. Some of you at home, I know if you're doing your tuck-ups, options, just no pressure. Right? So a few breaths wherever you are to do whatever you like. And again, just have your eyes closed if you like. Listen to your body. Good. And then we'll come back into our table again. Grounding into the hands, aligning wrists underneath the shoulders, knees under hips. This time it's the left leg back. Again, option here if you want to. You can extend your arm or not. Again, same option for stillness, or if you want to add the movement, you would inhale and then exhale as you round and tuck like the cat. 2 more breaths, whatever you choose, keeping still or adding the movement. You exhale with the tuck, and the inhales you extend and lengthen out. Good. Last exhale. We'll all inhale and lengthen out. Both hands come down, and you'll take your left foot over to the right, so the opposite side of the mat. You kind of tuck the toes. You'll press out through the heels, so stretching hamstrings a bit. And you can shift your hips to the left if you like. Maybe look over your right shoulder. So you should stretch to the outside of the left leg, maybe the hip as well. So last breath here. And then we'll come back to the center with an inhale. And then bring both knees down as you exhale. And again, just a few breaths for yourself. Really recommend closing your eyes. Take maybe some organic or somatic movements, or maybe you find stillness. There's really nothing right or wrong to do. It's just a matter of what you need today, in this moment. Right, so when you're ready, we'll come back into our downward dogs. From your downward dogs, take a moment to be there. Get nice and grounded in your hands. Again, feel into your neck, your jaw, your shoulder space. Make sure you're not holding contraction in the neck and the jaw. And then we'll reach the right foot up towards the sky with an inhale. And then bend the knee and stack the hips as you exhale. So opening hips here. Take a full inhale, full exhale. And then 3-legged dog as you inhale. So square the hips, straighten the leg. And then 1 cheetah as you exhale. So round and tuck, just like the cat. And then 3-legged dog with your in-breath. We'll step to the top of the mat with the exhale. So let's find a crescent here. Staying on the toes of the back foot, lifting your arms overhead. Good, and steadying here. So 2 more breaths, right? Opening up into the hips, opening up into the heart, the front of the body. Good, last in-breath. And then we'll just take the left hand down as you exhale. Open the right hand to the sky. So a twist. Okay, nice. So hips are sinking, right shoulders reaching up. Right? Again, we're breathing, steadying the breath. Good, last in-breath here. We'll bring both hands down with the exhale, and then your choice. You might want to flow back to your downward dog. You might want to go straight back to a child's pose and rest. You might be working on something else. You might need to stretch in some organic way as well. So we always take maybe 3 or 4, 5 breaths between sides, and that's up to you what you do in that time. So for those of you that are joining, most of you guys know this already. So when you're ready, we come back to downward dog. And once you're there, we, again, pull our awareness into the body. We feel into the palms of the hands. We feel into the neck, the jaw. Feel into the legs. We lift tailbone high. And then it's your left foot to the sky as you inhale. Bend the knee and stack the hips with your exhale. Take a slow breath in here. Slow breath out. And then 3-legged dog again as you inhale. We'll step to the top of the mat. Cheetah as you exhale. So round and tuck like the cat. And then 3-legged dog as you inhale. Now step to the top of the mat with your exhale. Crescent as you breathe in, so stay on the toes of the back foot, lifting the arms overhead, sinking the hips, but we're lifting up out of the hips. Good. Last breath in, and then you'll take your right hand down to the ground as you exhale. Open the left hand, the left shoulder up towards the sky. Maybe take your gaze up as well. Try to keep breathing, right? Slow breath in. Slower breath out. Last breath in there. And then both hands come down as you exhale. And then several breaths to do as you wish. You might want to flow. You might want to stretch. You might want to make it up. You might want to rest. and your practice, your time here. And again, I always recommend closing your eyes and just feel, notice what your body needs, movement, stillness. Good. And then after another breath or so, we meet in our downward dogs again. And from your downward dogs, take a moment, breathe, feel, pull your attention into the body. Right? And then we'll take a breath in here. Bring your feet to the top of your mat with your exhale. Lift up halfway as you breathe in. Exhale as you fold. Come to stand, inhaling arms all the way up. Hands to your heart as you exhale. Good. One deep breath here. Good. Next breath in, lift your arms overhead, and we'll come into chair again with the exhale. So this time we'll add a twist, bringing the hands to the heart and then twisting to your right. So maybe the left elbow comes to the outside of the right knee or thigh, and you want to kind of press the hands together, rotate the heart up. Keep pressing down through both feet and try to keep your knees in line. Most importantly, breathe in slowly, breathe out more slowly. Last breath here. Next inhale, come to the center, extend your arms. Exhale, we'll straighten and fold over the legs. Lift up halfway as you breathe in. Hands to your mat as you breathe out. Plank with your inhale. Lower down as you exhale. Lift head and shoulders up as you breathe in. Downward dog as you breathe out. Good, nice deep breath here in your downward dog. And then with your next inhale, reach right foot to the sky. Bend the knee and stack the hips as you exhale. Three-legged dog as you inhale. One cheetah, exhale as you round and tuck. Three-legged dog, breathe in. We'll step to the top of the mat with the exhale, and this time we'll find a warrior one. So the back foot will step forward a bit. We'll ground through the back heel, right? Hips and shoulders stay facing the front of the mat. So back toes are turned out a little bit this time. Right, from here, we'll breathe in and then humble warrior as you breathe out. Just stay here. One breath in, one breath out. And then we'll rise up to warrior one with the inhale. Steady here as you exhale, and we'll move into stork next. So breathe in as you shift your weight forward, and then exhale. We'll draw the back knee up, coming into a balancing stork pose. And then option, if you would like to add in your figure four, crossing the ankle over the knee. Hands come to your heart, and you bend into your standing leg. Right, so 2 breaths in whatever pose you like. It can be figure four, it can be stork. Right, one more breath. And then if you're in your figure four, you can rise up to stork. We'll all breathe in. Step back to your crescent as you exhale. From here, we'll take a breath in, and then left hand comes down to the ground as you exhale. Right hand up to the sky. So again, we're sinking the hips down, right? Rotating the shoulder, maybe the gaze up to the sky as well. Good. Last breath in here. And you can bring both hands down as you exhale. And again, several breaths for yourself. Right? You might want to flow or stretch or strengthen or be still. Right? All of it is okay. Right? We just take time for ourselves and what we need in our practice today, right now. And most importantly is breath. Can you steady the breath back out? Maybe another round or so of breath. And then we'll meet in our downward dogs again. And once you're there, take a moment to be there. Use the body as a place to check in. Feel into the hands, feel into your jaw, feel into your feet, legs, arms. And then as you inhale, it's your left foot to the sky. Bend your knee and stack the hips as you exhale. Three-legged dog. Breathe in. One cheetah. Exhale as you round and tuck. Three-legged dog. Big breath in. We'll step to the top of the mat with the exhale. Warrior one on this side. So back foot steps forward a bit. Toes turn out a little bit. Heels grounded. We keep the hips and shoulders facing the front of the mat. Right, from here, it's an inhale. And then humble warrior as you exhale. Bow forward. Hands back by your hips. It's one breath in here. One breath out. And then warrior one as you inhale. Grounding here as you exhale. We'll move into our stork next. So it's an in-breath to shift the weight. Exhale to lift the back knee up. And you can stay here or your figure four, crossing your ankle over the knee. You want to bring your hands to your heart as you bend into the standing leg. Again, try to steady the breath. Slow breath in, slower breath out. I see you, Colt. Good job, buddy. Good, and then we'll rise up to stork with your inhale. Step back to your crescent as you exhale. Take a breath in here, and then the right hand comes down to the ground as you breathe out. Left hand to the sky. Again, we're breathing here, steadying the breath, opening hips, twisting. Right? Good. Last inhale, and then both hands come down as you exhale. Again, several breaths to do as you would like. Nice. I see an arm balance there. Lovely. Good. Nice. I love the variations, guys. And that's nice that at home we can have a little bit more freedom to do our own personal practice sometimes. And so when you're ready, we again meet in our downward dogs. Again, we come back, right? We feel into the hands. We try to feel our whole bodies all together, but sometimes that's hard, so we do check in with specific places. And with practice, we can feel the entire body all together. And then from here, we'll lift the right foot up towards the sky, breathing in. Bend the knee and stack the hips as you breathe out. Three-legged dog as you inhale. Again, one cheetah. Exhale as you round and tuck. Three-legged dog. Breathe in. We'll step to the top of the mat with the exhale. We'll find our warrior one again with our in-breath. So step the back foot forward. Right, ground through the back heel, toes turn out a little bit. Right, this time we'll inhale, straighten the right leg, and then fold forward as you exhale for a pyramid pose. So hands may come down to the ground. Right, if you don't have blocks, you can grab pillows at home for, if some of you guys need those. Right, try to relax into the neck, relax the shoulders. Again, steady the breath. 2 more rounds of breath here. Slower exhales, maybe coming back to your Ujjayi breath. Good, last breath like this. And then we'll come back up into warrior one. So bend into your right knee. Right, lift your arms. Take a breath here. And we'll move into our stork once again. So we shift the weight forward. Right, draw the back knee up. And you can stay in stork if you like, or try your figure 4 again. Right, hands come to the heart. We bend into the standing leg. Options for your arm balance here. Option also to add a twist here. Really hard, right? But it's the left elbow to the left foot. Right? And then from there you can twist and you can come into your grasshopper pose if that's something you would like to work on. Last breath in whatever variation you're in. And then we all meet in a stork. Take an inhale in your stork. Step back to your crescent as you exhale. Take a breath in here. Once again, left hand comes down to the ground as you exhale. Right hand to the sky. And so 2 slow breaths in this twist. And I know last week we were playing on that bind, right? So we can come into I know some of you guys are like, I want relaxing, so you can skip this part. You can do like we did before, hand comes down and rest. Or you can come into a side plank. Right, option to lift the leg up, step it back, take any leg variation. Right, you can take a bind with the toe if you like. Right, but try to breathe for 2 or 3 breaths in your side plank. And you would take an inhale to finish and come into a regular plank as you exhale. Take a breath in there and then do as you wish. You can flow if you like. You can rest, you can stretch, you can strengthen. Right, let's find stillness, take movement. Again, maybe you close your eyes, maybe a cleansing breath. Nice. I see you, Rob. Do it again. Nice. Bring your knees to your belly and your tuck up, Rob, and not your feet to your bum. And look up between your fingertips. Yeah, there it is. Good job. Nice. Again, never any pressure to do this stuff, but always, if you feel it, I'll try to help. So, back to your downward dogs when you're ready. And then we switch sides, right? But stay present throughout. Check in here. Feel into the hands. Notice what you can feel here. See if you can feel your whole body all together. And then as you breathe in, we'll reach the left foot to the sky with inhale, bend the knees, stack the hips as you exhale. Come back to your 3-legged dog as you inhale. And then 1 cheetah. Exhale, round and tuck. 3-legged dog, breathe in. Step to the top of the mat as you breathe out. We'll find our warrior one on this side. Step the back foot forward. Right, ground through the back heel. Hips stay facing the front of the mat. And then we'll straighten the front leg, breathing in. And then fold forward to your pyramid pose as you breathe out. So hands may come down to the ground or something, right? Try to relax the neck, relax your jaw, relax your shoulders, and then breathe. It's really hard, but it may be the most powerful part of our practice. Right? So last breath here, inhaling fully, exhaling more slowly. And then we'll come back to warrior one, bending into the knee, lifting your arms up. And take a moment, get grounded here, right? Maybe a full round of breath. And then we'll move into our stork. So weight shifts forward as you inhale. We'll lift the back knee up with the exhale. And you can stay here if you like. You can do your figure four, crossing the ankle over the knee, hands come to the heart. You can work on your arm balance, your flying pigeon if you like, or even the twist and your grasshopper. Right? But steadying, nice, breathing wherever you are. Beautiful, Rachel, I saw that. Nice. We'll all meet in a stork when you're ready, and it's a breath in there. And then step back to your crescent as you exhale. And then from here, we breathe in and bring the right hand down to the ground with the exhale. And the left hand opens up to the sky. So just sort of twist first, opening hips, opening heart as well. Nice. And then your choice. If you want to just move on, rest, or if you want to come into your side plank, you can try to lift that left foot up and back. Or try for 2 or 3 breaths with any leg variation in your side plank. And then you would take an inhale and then move into a regular plank as you exhale. Try to breathe in there, and then you can do whatever you like. Nice. Good. Look at you. Trisha, you said you wanted a relaxing class, and now you're just knocking out your side planks. So a couple breaths, right? Maybe a cleansing breath or two where you open the mouth and then breathe in deep after that. Doggy playtime. All right. So after another round or so of breath, we'll come back into our downward dogs. Good. And then from your downward dogs, we'll take an inhale. Bring your feet to the top of your mat as you exhale. Halfway lift as you breathe in. Exhale as you fold, and we'll spend a couple breaths in our fold here. So again, you may take ragdoll. If you want a little bit more shoulder stretch, you can interlace the hands behind the back. You can take your hands around your legs. And relax the neck, though. Allow the head to hang heavy. Okay, one more breath in your fold, and then I want to add a twist. So you'll take your left hand down to the ground or a pillow or something, and you'll bend your left knee as you reach your right arm up towards the sky. Right? And this should stretch. This is for our IT band complaint we had, so it should stretch down the outside of the right leg. You can take a bind here if you want to thread your left hand between the legs, right? Wrapping it around the lower back. You can come into your bird of paradise if that's something you would like to practice. Right? Wherever you are, steady the breath. One more breath. Good, and then we'll come back to center. And you can either bend both knees or straighten both legs, but just find symmetry in the legs. Take a full breath or so in your fold. And then we'll switch sides. So the right hand will come down. You'll bend your right knee a bit. Right? The left hand will rotate up. Again, you can maybe find a bind, threading the right hand between the legs, taking it around the right leg, and left hand around the lower back. And you can move into your bird of paradise if you like, but breathe wherever you are. Good. Last breath, and then you'll come back to center. And again, you can either bend both knees or straighten both legs, but again, nice full breath there. And then we'll roll up to stand once again. So you might allow the chin to stay tucked, the arms to hang, but we want to stretch all the way up the spine. Right? So articulating as you roll all the way up. Good. And then we pause at the top and just take a moment to feel the energy within the body, knowing that this practice is healthy for the mind and thus the body. Good. And then with your next in-breath, reach your arms overhead. Forward fold as you exhale. Halfway lift, breathing in. Hands to your mat as you breathe out. Plank with your inhale. Lower down as you exhale. Cobra or upward dog as you breathe in. Downward dog as you breathe out. Good. 2 deep breaths here. Good. And from here, We'll reach right foot to the sky with the inhale. Bend the knees, stack the hips as you exhale. Three-legged dog, breathe in. One cheetah, exhale as you round and tuck. Three-legged dog, inhaling. Step to the top of the mat with your exhale. We'll find our warrior one more time on this side. So ground in the back heel, and squaring hips and shoulders to the front of the mat. And then last side on this side, we'll move into our stork. So inhale as you shift the weight. Exhale, draw the back knee up. Again, you can stay in your stork. You can practice your figure four. You can practice your flying pigeon, your grasshopper. Right? But try for 3 or so breaths in any of your balancing variations. Awesome. After your third round of breath, you can rise back up to your stork. And we'll take an inhale. Step back to your crescent as you exhale. We're going to change it up here. So from here, we'll take a breath in and then open up to your warrior two as you breathe out. So face you. And as you inhale, we'll so right toes face the front of the mat, left toes face the side. As you inhale, we'll straighten the leg, lift both hands overhead, and then exhale back to your warrior two. So bend your right knee, arms come out to shoulder height. Good. Again, as you inhale, straighten the leg, lift your arms up. Exhale back to your warrior two. One more time like that. Breathe in, deep breath in. Exhale, nice slow breath out. Good, and then stay here for a breath. Relax the shoulders, relax the jaw, and then we'll come into our triangle. So we'll straighten the right leg with an inhale, and then as you exhale, we'll lower the right hand down. Right, so we're stretching into the right leg, but also the left side body. So this is really good for any IT band in pains and things like that as well. So last breath here. And then as you inhale, we'll lift all the way up. And then relax your hands down as you exhale and turn both toes to the wide side of the mat. We'll come into a wide leg forward fold. So you might bring your hands to your hips first, but make sure both toes face the wide side of the mat. Breathe in as you lengthen up and then fold forward as you exhale. You can release your hands down to the ground or to a block or pillow or something. But again, relax your neck, maybe even shake the head, yes or no. Again, steady the breath, another round or two here. Good, last breath. And then we'll slowly rise all the way back up. Okay, pressing into your feet, maybe sliding the hands up the legs. Again, we pause at the top. Notice the sensations in the head, the neck, the shoulders, the arms, the legs, the toes. And this is a mental practice of just being here, right? Really healthy for our minds. And then we'll come back to our warrior twos, where we turn the right toes out to face the front of the mat. Left toes face the side. We bend into the right knee, right, opening through hips. Arms are shoulder height, and gaze is over the right fingertips. From here, reverse warrior. So right hand reaches up to the sky. Stay here as you exhale for 2 more breaths in and out. Good. Last breath in, and then you can windmill your hands to your mat as you exhale. And then several breaths to do as you wish. Again, you might want to flow. You might want to just rest. You might want to stretch, right, in an organic or somatic way. Right? See some handstands at home. Nice job, Martin. I see you. Good job. Pelvic tilt, belly strong. Sorry, I'm nice, Martin. Very good. All right, so next, when you're ready, we'll meet back in our downward dogs. Get a moment there to, again, be here, right? Use your practice. Feel into the body, feel into the hands, feel into the jaw. This is how we come back. And then with your in-breath, we'll lift the left foot to the sky. Bend the knees, stack the hips as you exhale. Three-legged dog as you breathe in. One cheetah, exhale as you round and tuck. Three-legged dog, inhale. Step to the top of the mat with your exhale. Warrior one, last time on this side, rising up. Good, exhale here. Good, we'll move into our stork last time. So breathe in as you shift the weight. Exhale as you draw the back knee up. Again, you're welcome to stay here. You can do your figure four. You can balance. You can do your flying pigeon. You can work on the twist, working on your grasshopper. Right, but steady, slow breaths are most important. Awesome. Maybe one more breath in your balancing pose of choice. And then you'll try to slowly move up to your stork as you breathe in. Step back to your crescent as you breathe out. And then from here, we'll inhale, open up to warrior two as you exhale. So left toes face the front of the mat, right toes face the side. As you breathe in, we'll straighten the leg, lift both arms up towards the sky. And then exhale, bend your left knee, hands come to shoulder height. 2 more times, breathing in as you rise up. And then exhale slowly, smoothly as you come into your warrior two. Good, 1 more time. You might even close your eyes. Again, this practice of coming into the body, moving away from the mind. Good, and then pause here in your warrior two. 1 full breath in, 1 full breath out. And then we'll find our triangle. So left leg straightens as you inhale. As you exhale, we lower the left hand down. Right hand reaches to the sky. Try to steady the breath in and out more slowly. 1 more breath here. Nice. And then as you inhale, we'll rise all the way back up. And relax your arms down again as you exhale. And take a moment here. You might feel some differences in the sides of the body. And once again, we'll do a wide leg forward fold, turning both toes to the wide side of the mat. You can turn your hands to your hips if you like, but take a breath in here. And then forward fold as you exhale. You can relax your neck. You can allow the hands to come down to the ground or the body or some object if you like. Nice. 2 more breaths like this, and we'll do a little bit of some side lunges or skandhasanas. So you can take a breath in, and then as you exhale, you can bend your right knee and shift your weight to the right as much as you like. You might go really low, you might just go a little bit. Right? As you come in, inhale, you'll come back to center, and then exhale, bend the left knee, shift the weight to the left. Try maybe 2 or 3 more on each side. Yeah, and you keep your hands down, you can lift your hands up. You can make these as big or small as you like. Right? So maybe another round or so. 1 more on each side. And opening hips, hamstrings, all the good stuff. And then once you're balanced, right, you want to make sure you do both sides evenly, and then we'll come back to the center for a wide leg forward fold. And again, take a moment, maybe relax the neck again, relax the shoulders, the jaw, move the breath 1 more time here. And then we'll slowly come back up to stand. So slowly, maybe you keep your chin tucked, and come all the way up to stand. And once you're at the top, just take a moment there. Maybe your eyes are closed, but feel. Right? What can you feel here? And we'll come back to our warrior twos. Oh, there's a headstand. I saw. Toes turn to the left side of the mat. Right toes face the wide side of the mat. We'll bend into the left knee, arms shoulder height. From here, it's reverse warrior. So left hand to the sky as you inhale. Stay here as you exhale. 2 more breaths. So you're still bending into the left knee, sinking your hips down, opening hips, but also the left side body. Last inhale, and then you can windmill your hands to the mat as you exhale. Right? And several breaths again for yourself. And again, you can keep your eyes closed if you like. And it doesn't have to be a yoga-specific stretch. It can just be in something that feels good in your body. Right? You can rest, you can move, you can strengthen if you need to. Right? But maybe another breath or so, and after that, we'll meet in a seated posture. So you can get there how you like. From here, we'll do a Baddha Konasana, bringing the soles of the feet together. And then with your inhale, we'll sit up tall, lengthening up through the spine. And as you exhale, we'll fold forward. Again, same practice of relaxing the contraction in the neck and jaw and shoulder space. Right, and moving the breath in that rhythm. Right. Good, last breath here. And then with your next inhale, you can lift your head back up. And then just pausing at the top as you exhale. Good. You can stretch both legs out when you're ready. And maybe give the knees a little tap. We'll do a seated forward fold. So as you breathe in, again, we sit up tall. And as you exhale, we'll fold forward. And relax into the shoulders, relax the back of the neck, relax the jaw, release the jaw, and move the breath. Last breath here. And then with your next inhale, you can lift back up. And take a moment for yourself. You might find stillness. You might take a little bit of movement at the top. Good. We'll be, oh man, I ran out of time. Let's come to our backs. your back when you're ready. We're not out of time, but yeah. Bring your knees to your chest. Hands to your kneecaps, and you can rock side to side or maybe make circles with your knees, but bring your awareness to your lower back and your sacrum and the tops of the hips area. You just kind of want to rock and massage this area. And you can work your knees independently, kind of take one knee in, the other knee in. And really good for fascia and stuff that builds up around here. Also good for lymph flow. Really good for a lot of things. So massaging here. And then we'll come back to center. And you can rest your hands and feet down to the ground. And then just take a moment there. Feel the energy in your legs, your arms, your core, right, that tailbone space. And then a decent sized hip stretch, bringing the soles of your feet together and opening your knees out away from each other. And then your choice what you do with your arms. You can take them to the body, to the sides, you can take them overhead, right, whatever feels best for you. But you might close your eyes again and relax the jaw, relax the forehead, relax into the throat, the chest, the belly, the back, the hips, the toes, and then breathe. Again, probably the most important parts, just breathing, a steady, slow rhythm. Exhales longer than your inhales. Maybe that ujjayi breath, making that sound as you breathe, a little vibration in the back of the throat, stimulating the vagus nerve, vagal toning here. So maybe one more breath where you are. And then you can come out and, again, just a few moments for yourself. You can have your eyes closed, and you might take a little bit of movement, or maybe you just find stillness and feel the energy moving around inside of the body. Okay, but then from here we'll bring knees into chest. And we'll work with a few twists. So arms open out to the sides at a T. And again, we'll move with the breath a few times. So it's an inhale here. And then take your knees to your left as you exhale. And if you want to, you can turn your chin to the right. And then come back through center as you inhale. Your knees will go to the right as you exhale. Option to turn your chin to the left or not. But we'll do this a few more times. Come back through center as you breathe in. Knees off to one side as you breathe out. You'll come back through center again with your inhale. And then off to the other side as you exhale. And again, a couple more times. You might close your eyes, right? But feel, right? Is your jaw contracted again? Are your hands tense? Can you relax into your shoulders maybe? Or does it stretch as you come into the twist? Or can you breathe in a little bit deeper as you inhale back to center? And maybe there's a little bit more breath you can get out as you exhale. Okay, so maybe another round or so on each side. And then after you're balanced on your sides, we'll come into a twist on the left side, which could be just to lower your knees to the left again. One that's really good for, like you mentioned, the sciatic too, but also the IT band, is to extend your left leg out first, and then take your left hand to the outside of the right knee, and then your right arm out to your right side, shoulder height, palm upwards, and then you would take the knee over to the left. And that'll should stretch all the way through the right side of the body, twisting. And then as you inhale, and the breath moves into your body, it should stretch a little bit deeper. So you might feel it more in your shoulder, or your rib, or your hip, or maybe into the leg, right, as you breathe in. And as you exhale, again, there's a relaxing, releasing of contraction. Slower exhales than your inhales. Maybe that ujjayi breath. And last breath there, and you can come out whenever you're ready. And then just, again, a few moments for yourself. You might keep your eyes closed. You can find stillness. You can take movement, right? But just curious, where do the sensations move to? What do they feel like? And then when you're ready, you can switch sides. And you might begin just by bringing both knees into your chest, just kind of resetting the pelvis. Right? And then you can take the knees to the right, or if you like, you can stretch your right leg out first. Right hand to the outside of the left knee, and then your left arm goes out to the left side, shoulder height, and then we twist to the right. And you might be holding tension in your feet, or your shoulders, or your jaw, or your forehead, or maybe your heart or your belly. Try to relax those areas, those unnecessary areas of contraction. And then consciously moving the breath in through your nose fully, right? Maybe more deeply than what you would unconsciously do. And breathing out through the nose extra slowly. And maybe that ujjayi breath. last breath here. And then when you're ready, you can come out, and again, a few moments for yourself. And you can take movement, find stillness, do whatever feels best here. Good. Then we'll bring both knees into the chest. Hands to your kneecaps. We'll do some Oppan. So one hand on each knee, your fingertips face your toes. As you breathe in, you straighten the arms, the knees move away from you. As you breathe out, the knees come back into your chest, slowly. Right? Again, as you breathe in, we just straighten the arms, the knees move away as we inhale. And then as you exhale, as you breathe out, we bend the elbows, bringing the knees back into chest. Try 2 or 3 more of these. And again, you might close your eyes, feel into the body. Is the jaw clenched, or can your shoulders relax more? Can your feet relax? What happens in your hips as you move? What happens into the back? What happens in your wrists, your shoulders? And we're just kind of curiously exploring, right, the sensations in the body. Knowing that this is a mental practice and it's really healthy for our minds and our bodies. Good. So once you're finished, you can just rest your hands and feet down to the ground. Again, a moment there, curious of what you might feel in the hands or the feet or the back or the front or the sides or the insides. Good. And then let's do a supine pigeon pose. We'll take the right ankle over the left knee. Okay? We'll lift the legs and we'll reach the hands to the back of the left leg. And we probably should have done this upright earlier, but we kind of ran out of time. But it's also excellent on the back once the spine is aligned. Right? Make sure that you're not crunching your shoulders up. Make sure the back of your neck is long, so you might even kind of lift the head, tuck the chin. And I like to, sometimes to rock a bit. Sometimes we're stiff and still, but if you kind of rock side to side a bit, or take the legs over to one side or the other, then you might find a spot where you're like, ooh, I might need to stay there and take a breath or two in that spot. Right? But again, maybe whatever you choose, stillness or movement, keep your breath moving. And then whenever you're ready, you can release your hands, allow both feet, one foot and then the other, to come to the ground. A moment in between the sides. Again, you can be still here. You can take a little counter stretch or a little move. But again, awareness inwards is what's important. And then we switch sides. So it'll be your left ankle over the right knee. You can lift the legs, reach the hands to the back of the right thigh. Right? And you can activate the arms a bit, kind of pulling the legs in. But then we want to be sure we're not contracted in the throat and the jaw and the shoulder, like the front of the shoulders. So we want to relax that back. And again, you might kind of just explore what happens if you lean over to the left or the right, or you might even make a little circle or two or half circle. And you might find a spot where you're like, oh, I might stay here for a breath or two. Try to relax into it or release some of that contraction. Right? But last breath or so. And then when you're ready, you can release this. Again, a moment for yourself. Again, just stillness or movement, whatever you like, but awareness in the body. Curious. Good. Then we'll open up into a full body stretch. So extending the arms overhead, extending the legs out along the mat. Right, and we'll come into a banana stretch here. So right leg will go over to the right, left foot slides over towards it. So we're stretching into, the outside of the leg, the hip area. If you want to, you can adjust your upper body over to the right. You might find a stretch up into your shoulder, your rib cage, or even your arm. Right? But we do want to relax, so allow the arms to relax, the legs to relax, jaw, face, all to relax. And then the breath will deepen the stretch. As you inhale, the breath moves in, kind of like a balloon. Your body should expand and stretch. And as you exhale, you relax and empty. That last breath there, and then when you're ready, you can come through center. You might take a moment in the center before you switch sides. Again, I'm just kind of curious of what you feel. And then when you're ready, you can switch sides. So your left foot will slide over, right foot will slide over towards it. You do want to keep both hips down so you're not lifting and rolling. Right? And then if you want, you can adjust your upper body or not. Right? But we should have a stretch through the outside of the right side of the body. Right? Maybe you can relax again the face or the forehead, or maybe the jaw, or maybe the chest or the belly or the legs. And then the breath does the work here. So we breathe in, we feel the body stretch and open. We create more space inside. As you exhale, slower than your inhale, you consciously try to relax, release contraction that the body's been carrying around. Right? So last breath here. And then you can come back through center, get a moment for yourself. Good, and then we can bend the knees, bring the knees into the chest again. You might come back to those circles or rocking side to side, but again, this massaging around the sacrum, around the glutes, around the lower back area. It's really, really good for our bodies. Most of us, right? Can't say that 100% for everybody, but most of us. And so when you're ready, we'll come into an inversion of your choice. So a happy baby pose is nice, where you take your feet towards the sky. The knees are a little wider. Hands might reach for the feet or the ankles or the calves. Another option is just a dead bugs pose, and extending the hands and legs towards the ceiling. You can do a shoulder stand, lifting the hips as well. If you have a block at home, you can do a supported bridge pose if you like. Headstands are option. Lots of options, but right, just do something that lifts your feet and or your hips above your heart. And wherever you are, breathe. Right, breathe in slowly. Breathe out more slowly. Releasing contraction, the face, throat, shoulders, jaw, all that. Right, maybe the hips. Good. Our next pose together will be Shavasana, which is our final resting pose. Right, so you're welcome to add in anything else before Shavasana, anything else you would like. Right, and then when you're ready, you can settle into your Shavasana. I'll give you the cues so you know where to go when you're ready, but as always, take your time. Okay, but for our Shavasanas, we want to have the legs extended out along the mat, right, a little wider than hip distance. Right, toes roll outwards, a little external rotation of your legs. Arms come to the sides with a little bit of space between the arms and the ribs. We want an external rotation of the arms, so you might tuck your shoulder blades underneath your body a bit. Right? So this allows for the heart and the chest space to open a little bit more, where we're often kind of rounded and contracted forward. But we don't want to be strenuous anywhere. We don't want to be uncomfortable anywhere. So if you have lower back discomfort, you can bend your knees, adjust your legs. If you don't like how your arms are, definitely adjust, right? We're going for comfort, and so we can really just settle in. I sit up so we don't all fall asleep, but you guys relax. We close our eyes. We allow the breath to fall into its own rhythm, so we no longer control the breath anymore, right? We just allow the breath to find its own rhythm, involuntary breath. And then we, again, might close your eyes and just move your awareness around in your body. Check in with your forehead, relax your temples, relax your cheeks, relax your jaw, maybe allow some space between your teeth. We even want to relax into the tongue, so you might allow the tongue to relax away from the roof of the mouth. You might feel this relaxing move down into your throat and into your chest and belly space. And be sure you're relaxed all the way through the throat and the neck space, so not just the back of the neck, but also the sides and the front. And relaxing down into your chest space and your upper back space, down your arms, into your hands and your fingers. And relaxing through your entire core. So you can feel like into the front of the chest and the sternum, the belly, the lower abdominal space. Feel into the back, so the upper back, the middle back, the lower back, even like the tailbone space. And you feel into the sides of your body, so into your armpits, all the way down your ribs, into the hip space. And then relaxing everything in between. So even the organs, the glands, everything relaxes. And relax into your glutes and your upper legs, your knees, your lower legs, your feet, your toes. And we might relax the body completely. And we just want to stay here and resting in this energy in the space of the body. And we use our bodies to direct our attention away from the mind. Right? And in the process, we create the space to get in touch with this kind of soul space. Right? So all are necessary. The mind is useful. The body is useful, so is the soul. But sometimes the mind's overpowering, so we use the body. We feel around, and we feel where we might be contracted. And as we kind of release this contraction, we create this more space for this, this good energy to flow and swirl about inside of us. So as often as you wander off, come back. Come back to relaxing, come back to resting, come back to just being here. Just a few more moments where you are. And scanning your body again, just feeling into the body, knowing that this is a practice that we can do to kind of move our attention away from our minds. That sometimes we might be racing and making up stories that may not even be true, right? So we ground back into the body. And in the process, we again open up into this other kind of realm, into this other space. So the more in touch we are with that, the more that we can use that for our good and the good of others. So when you're ready, you can begin to deepen your breath and allow movement to come back into the body, stretching into your hands and your feet, your arms and your legs. And take your time, but when you're ready, you can bend your knees. You make your way to lie on either side in the fetal position. Just a moment or two there. And then when you're ready, you can press back up to seated when we finish our practice. I guess, yeah. Some of you may not want to come back. You're welcome to. But I thank each of you so much for your practice. We always take time at the end just to acknowledge that part of ourselves, right? That part that's not mind, that's not body, that's that deeper sort of aspect of ourselves that we each have, right? So we acknowledge that in ourselves and in each other. And I thank each of you so much for your practices. Namaste.